Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 422 or 23, 422, one of those in there. First one of the week for this week, and so welcome back. And so let's see who shows up here. I'm kind of interested in drafting this Caitlyn. If you did manage to catch the stream over the weekend on Twitch, I didn't get to stream on Saturday, but we streamed on Sunday. We pieced together this pretty bad Ezreal burn deck where we were trying to get burn done with like Doom Beasts and the big one here being Ambush. And I'm kind of interested in revisiting that with a set of cards that are more built towards doing it. And so I think the Snaptrack Snaps will be okay. This pairs up with like Bandle City stuff. I'm not exactly sure if we're able to just like quickly jump into Bandle City. We'll have to pull up the card pools and see how it goes. And so ideally, we'd be able to pick up things like this Lecturing Yordle or as the Bandle City editions here. But this is who we're going to draft, so we'll get it pulled up on the site. We're just over here at ftpbus.com. If you are familiar with the site, I need to do some more work to get it back to where it was. I had to do a database backup from a month or so ago, and a lot of the stuff has been kind of lost to time. And so I do need to make some additions here. But if the site is new to you, this is where we keep the tier list, which is up to date. If you are on the tier list, you can pick up one of these little guides. Has access to all of the card pools, the 3-minute guides, there's 2 for Kindred, and then these kind of quick infographic-y kind of guides. So I'm trying to really design the site so you can figure out what you're looking to draft in just a couple of minutes and not have to sit around and watch hours and hours of videos to get it figured out. And so, nonetheless, today we'll be over on the front page here, just on the Expedition Helper. We'll scroll our way down to you're not Misfortune. Who are you? Not is it Caitlyn? Is that who we're drafting? Caitlyn. There we go. Snaptrack Snacks. And so yeah, this looks like a gigantic card pool. It's got the Caitlyn cards in P and Z, and then also a big collection of Bandle City cards if you're able to get into the Bandle City piece of this. And so, of course, like the big thing that you're looking to do with this card pool, it's all centered on the traps. We really like to be drafting Sting Officers. This really helps us play to this kind of really aggressive-y kind of thing here. And so the big units I look towards are going to be like Clump Wumps and the Sting Officer. And then the second big thing we'll be looking to achieve is continuing our aggression with Ambush. And so Ambush kind of plays off of the card generation, and so the Clump of Wumps will be serving double duty. And that's going to be how we load up our hand and keep our aggression going. And so those are going to be like the big things, the Sting Officer plus the Clump of Wumps at 2, and then taking advantage of ambushes. We just want a copy or 2 of it to really lock in the strategies that we're doing. But otherwise, there are a handful of decent cards. Stinky Wump is kind of fine. Group Shot is a great removal spell if we piece ourselves into Bandle City. Piltover Peacemaker is a reasonable removal spell as well. But there's just a lot of high roll aspects to this deck in terms of these bombs being pretty high rolly. if they miss, then they don't do anything. And so add in the Caitlyn, and let's see. I was really hoping that we would just get a Bandle City champion here. Not the case. But I am okay with drafting Sejuani. So one of the things you can consider with Sejuani, what we always talk about with her and with Gangplank, is if you're just looking to level them up, using the abilities on your own turn, it's kind of tough, right? If we want to get Sejuani going, if say we're on the odd attack token and we deal damage to our opponent on every attack token, it's going to be turn 9 till she can flip. And so you're really looking for ways to deal damage to your opponents on their turn. And so what turns out, one of the great ways to deal damage to your opponent on their turn would be with the Puff Caps. And so the Puff Caps plus Sejuani is a pretty decent combo. I think that's going to be as good as we can get here. Definitely don't want to pair her up with Garen. That would just be leading straight into playing elites and ignoring Caitlyn, which is a viable strategy. Don't get me wrong. That is probably the way to go if you're looking for your 7 winner, is to just ignore these Piltover cards and then just build around Garen and elites. If you need some help with Garen, our previous video on YouTube would be elites, and then we did a 7-win run on Twitch over the weekend with elites, and so we've got some new material out there if that's your thing. but not what we're doing today. And so I could see a world where Zoe works. She is a cheap elusive. We are generating some amount of cards, but I think Sejuani is going to be the way to go. So we're not really looking to play any of these cards out of Freylord. I'm really just looking for Sejuani and nothing else. So if we pull her up and look at Suit Up, there's not going to be too much here that really helps with this early like Puffcap Peddler kind of theme. There's of course no Puffcap or Trap cards in here. You may get kind of like a utility Troll Chant, but otherwise I'm not really looking for any of these Sejuani cards. It's just she's going to be great top end, right? What we'll see with a lot of these kind of elusive centric decks, if you will, is at the top end of your curve, you can't really be playing like vanilla 6/6s. You can't play Plaza Guardians and things like that because they just don't do any damage, right? If we're racing with the 2/1 elusive, make some flashbangs, then we're never blocking, right? We want to keep our big value generator on the board. Then our opponent probably can't block it because they don't have elusives. And so what tends to happen is your opponent will still have all their early game units on the board. And so if we're attacking with a vanilla 6/6, they have something that they're more than willing to just throw in front of it. But with the big overwhelms, they give us something that can still crush through that. So your opponent has to, block with kind of equal mana costs if they don't want to be taking a bunch of damage. And so Sejuani is a reasonable piece of top end in a deck like this. And not just a big dum dum with no abilities. Okay, so how are we going to take a look at this? I really want these like Snaptrack packs showing up. The problem being like Advanced Intel is just a completely garbage card. Like just getting to deal random damage to our opponent like twice across the top 10 cards of their deck, just horrifically bad. But we do need to pick up some amount of Puffcat Peddlers. The Peddlers are going to be our top end, right? We're looking to play these on like turn 7 and then just spew off a bunch of spells and finish off our opponents in place of playing expensive cards like Sejuani. And so I am looking towards the Peddler. It's just a little bit bad. And so we're also seeing a Zonite Urchin down here. And these work out quite nicely if you're generating Puffcaps. And so this is the one I'm going to go with out of this pack. I hope we don't get punished for it and that we're passing on the the build around pack and the snacks. But the Zonite Urchin is just such a good piece of a build around in a Puffcap stack. Okay, so a bit of trouble here as well. Like the calculated creations, it has the synergies, the same deal, right? If we're generating puff caps, we can use the puff caps to get the augments going. I don't want to be playing calculated creations. It's not what our deck is trying to do. The iterative improvement gotcha is what I'm actually looking at down here. The iterative improvement just works quite nicely with this deck, getting to copy our early game plays. So hopefully this will work out. Still haven't seen any Bandle City up to this point. I'm afraid that that's just not going to happen here, which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. And then out of this one, I'm just looking at the Piltover Peacemaker. Insider knowledge, I would rather this be the 3/2 that draws everybody a card, the unit, but it's serviceable here. And our last one. Man, this is like the worst thing that could happen to us. We definitely don't want Noxus. We didn't see any Bandle City. And then now we have to just take a complete shitter. Frozen Thrall is complete garbage. Succumb to the Cold, also complete garbage. And so if we're getting stuck with garbage, I'm just going to take the Avarosian Sentry. It's going to be more on theme with what we're trying to do than a Kindly Tavern Keeper. The Tavern Keeper is not going to be healing any of our units, which is what makes him pretty powerful. So hopefully we can just trade away this Frozen Thrall at some point, because it is trash. Okay, so here, as we come across these, there is the Clump of Wumps, which I feel like we just kind of have to take, although it does have an advanced intel with it. So this is another real like low roll of a pack. We're going to be getting an advanced intel or a shady character. Not looking to play the Insightful Investigator. We don't have enough 2-drops to support it at this point. So we'll take the advanced intel and just be salty about it. I feel like that's fair to do. That's fair. All right, well, here's our ambush with the Sump Fumes. Again, we're really looking for some of these early game 2-drops. Iceveil Archer does fit that theme, but Shatter is going to be a real turd in this deck. So we'll pick up the removal spells. Here's what we want. Give us more of this game. The Clump of Wump Sting Officer is perfect and beautiful. Absolutely what we're looking for. Okay, Sting Officer number 2 with Chump Wump. Very good, very good. Okay, here's some Bandle City stuff. Oh, but that's because it's a Piltover card. I'm okay with the Aloof Travelers, but I don't think we need more than 2 copies of Ambush. And so we do have another clump of Wumps down here. Time Winder is not going to be like spectacular in this deck, but again, we can discard the Puff Caps to this thing, and that makes it pretty reasonable. Discarding real cards to it's not very good. Discarding Puff Caps is great. Okay, another set of like just real garbos, right? We mentioned Frozen Thrall being unplayable. Mushroom Cloud is horrifically bad, much in the same way Advanced Intel is horrifically bad, and so we're just kind of stuck with the Gotcha and the Shredder. The Shredder can be okay here, right? If we just hit a few traps, deal a bit of incidental damage to our opponent, maybe they get a value block on our dude, and then we clear out their board with the Shredder. Like he has some useful plays in these style of decks. It's not something I'm excited to have. Okay, this will be our second Puffcat Peddler, right? We're going to be looking for 3. So I'm glad to add him in. Pick a spell in the top 5, create a copy. Sure. I'll take those values if you offer it up to me. Okay, well, I'll take the Travelers here. We're just going to get stuck with the Mushroom Cloud. Hopefully we can trade them away, but the Crushbot's trash. I could see an argument for taking the 3 Sisters. Maybe this is the way we go. It does let us cast 2 spells, right? If we generate the combat trick and then cast the thing afterwards. And it has a Sentry with it. Our top end is kind of meh, but the Travelers doesn't fix that anyways. Okay, 3 Sisters is fine. Then the last one, I don't really want Jury Rig, but Frozen Thrall is just horrible, horrible bad. So, Jury Rig it is. Okay, well, y'all know what time it is. We do have to go and turn something premium. Let's take a peek at what our options are here. And so, Vandal City, unfortunately not one of them. We need P and Z, and we need Freylord. What can we see? Oh man, I want to try you, Sky Cruiser. We got to get these Jace cards into Expedition, but not one of these. How about a spell? Can we level up the Ambush? All right, that's perfect. That's perfect. Right on theme with what our deck is trying to do. The downside with Ambush is our opponents don't get to enjoy it, right? They just see that we bursted a card out, so we're going to be the only ones enjoying Ambush. But nonetheless, it's our big build around on the day. We're going to win some games with it, and I am ready for battle. Okay, so yeah, we got the tools we need. It doesn't immediately strike me as a 7 winner, but I think we can make a run at it. All right, the Shadows and Dust. Let's see what we run into here. If it's going to be a bunch of Greenglade duos or a bunch of ephemerals, I'm interested. So we'll just hang on to the Sting Officer and look for other cheaper plays. Time Winder should be pretty good here. We picked up an answer to Zed. I like it. Just kind of curious how we can get these get these flash bombs to work out against ephemerals, right? There's just a bunch of 1 health units coming out of this deck. I could even see a bank thing being good here, but I think we could get a decent Time Winder or something. I would like to not just have to straight up discard an Ambush to Time Winder, though. Let's see, this is a fantastic collection of units for our flashbangs to take advantage of. He's going to play Zed. We got the answers to Zed. And Harbinger. Okay. We need to get this Shadow Apprentice off of the board so we can attack with our Sting Officer. That's kind of the downside to this turn. I'll go ahead and try and take it down. So I'll give it a shot. Get him. Get in there, get in there, traps. We need your assistance, please. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we're about to pop off with these with these officers. Let's see. This usually reeks of a Twin Disciplines. I think he had Zed last turn, but didn't have the protection mana. Now he has the mana and the Twin Disciplines to protect. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. We'll gladly kill your units. Don't mind if I do. All right, so the new question is like this turn an open, or do we want to just get another Sting Officer going? I think we can get the Officer going. We did just pick up a Sejuani, but we can play her defensively next turn. Hecarim, you say? I don't think we're dead to Hecarim. Ambush. All right, you're not happening ambush, but I feel much safer against an open attack just having the 3/3 on the board. Does that predict it? Oh, just pick a spell in the top 5. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. And still attacks with Hecarim. Oh, I guess it puts the dudes on board. Makes sense. Take us to 4. I think that's safe. The downside here is we don't have a way to put a card into our hand next turn. And so if we want to hit with an elusive unit, we can't just do it. I mean, I guess we can still ambush our little guys, but we can't like elusive Sejuani next turn unless we draw something useful. Zap. This puts a card in our hand, though, right? We can still just discard the Jerry Rig. Activate our ambushes. Why? What am I missing? What am I missing? I don't think it matters. Let's get him. Here come the elusives. MZ and ephemeral thing. Okay. Booma. Alright, alright. So yeah, the downside to the flashbangs, I think we tripped one flashbang. And that was it. That was it. Need some more. Alright, Sting Officer, Puffcat Peddler in here with Caitlyn. Perfect, perfect. I dig it. Yeah, pretty good. Still sad there's no Bandle City, but it really wanted me some lecturing Yordles or whatever the 3/5 for 4 mana is called that generates the poison darts. That bro's where it's at. Bro is where it's at. Or Karina. The new Karina is ridiculous with the Puffcap decks, the epic. But can't have it all, I guess. The dangerous DNA. Okay. So it'd be like a suit up deck. Probably got a lot of big overwhelm style units in it. Alright. Let's see. Let's hang on to the Sting Officer. I guess we should probably hang on to the Sentry. Gives us a decent early game blocker. Does not feel like a matchup where Sting Officer is going to be at its strongest. Just so many meaty units coming out of Demacia Freylord that the flashbangs probably aren't going to do too much damage. Okay. Slap a bunch of Yetis on us. All right, so I was thinking of like, do we want to just bank? The big thing I'm looking for in terms of here is if he tries to play Tall Tales, I want to be able to kill his little Yeti. So we're just going to kind of like stop with the mana here until they spend some of it. And then if we need to Piltover Peacemaker this Yeti to stop them from playing the 5/5 on the cheap, then I'll be okay with it. So you get them down a card. They still get the Enraged Yeti the next turn, which is tough for us to deal with, but really messes with a lot of their plans if you're able to get the shutdown here. Alright, so they can't play a Tall Tales anymore. Let's just add our clump and call it a day. Zap. That was useless. Useless, I tell you. How much do we care? I'm kind of low on caring. Do we care now that he's played Prismatic Barrier? Not really. I'm really just looking to entreat into Caitlyn this turn.
Hot on the trail.
Alright, now we should have pretty good opens.
Let's investigate.
Welcome to the hand, gotcha. I can see a world where we want to just go ahead and ambush the Caitlyn, but it's kind of sucked to have her get blasted by a like Frostbite after we put all that effort into it. If they have the Brittle Steel or something, it feels pretty low value for us. I'd love to spend all of our mana this turn. I'm going to go for the gotcha. And then if it fails, it's not that big of a deal. We could have gone for like the gotcha and the Peacemaker, but that seems fairly meh. That would have probably been the safer way to go about it, though.
We protect these woods as they protect us.
You're annoying. I'll announce it to the world.
Ready, boy?
So we get the flashbangs off of this.
Now we wait.
Mighty Poro. Okay.
Just keeping the peace.
Alright, let's drop the Peacemaker. I want to open attack next turn. His Green Fang Warden will be shrunk. And so it's not going to have a good block unless it wants to trade into our Avrosian Sentry. 1 damage. God, it's such a waste when that happens.
I smell a rat.
We can safely switch, I think. We can just get the Sting Officer going.
And they said the dragons were gone.
Rally.
Keeping pace.
Well, that's annoying.
We go.
Okay. He has a trick, it's fine. Yep. Alright, everybody draw some cards. We'll go into the next turn. Need to be picking up a Puffcat Peddler. Alright, alright. Some things turn our way. Not bad. The top end of our deck is really garbagey. It kind of sucks. We really need the Peddlers to get max value out of all these spells. Here's the first one. We're going to start hurting for some damage here, but like, hopefully we can draw something between like this turn and next turn. Like we need something that'll add a card to our hand, right? So we can get in an ambushed Puffcat Peddler attack next turn. And then see what we can do from there. That's all I got to ask for, right? Something that puts an extra card in our hand. can't ask for too much, although a second Peddler plus something to put a card in our hand would be pretty top tier. Get 2 draws at it. Wow. Alright, he's not going to lethal us this turn, but that is a serious amount of damage coming through.
The signal fires. You can see the Demacian border from here.
Less serious since since the sentry showed up, but still problem. Still a problem. Oof. Oof, my man. You know when to show up to a party.
There was a little fella asking for me. Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
Alright, let's continue on the good draws. One thing to hand, please. So, some kind of card draw here. Oh, it'll be so choice. We get to blast in for 10 elusive. Oh, thanks, friend. Thanks, friend. You know when to show up to a party. Oh, we're gonna boom them. Like nothing they ever seen before. Get it? Damage is in. I wonder like how long we could have got away with just passing. It's so bad if he just accepts the turn back. It's not like something's gonna get frostbitten here, but oh, okay. Okay. In it to win it. Here we go. The 5-bomb right off the top of the deck. What do we got? It's only like 3 or 4 damage worth, but I believe in us. If we survive this turn, we probably win the game. 3, that's a good number. And a kill. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful game. Fuck, a Radiant? Oh, get luckier. Oh my god. Radiant. He's gonna be like herder. Here's my berry or rally as well. I guarantee it. F. Yeah, whatever. Lame-o. Yeah, use some more emotes while you're at it. We just lethaled here. Yeah, we're gonna get lethaled because the Grizzled Ranger is gonna come back as a the 3/4 and then have Challenger. Then he gets 2 more hooks to come through. Alright, whatever. Some people just don't like to have fun, and that's what that guy does. So, all right, we got anything cool here? Definitely not picking up Mushroom Cloud. Not interested in an Investigator, and we're not trading out our removal. Okay, we can skip over that one. On to the next one. Ugh, people. I'm just out here trying to have fun. People don't like to do that for some reason. I don't know what their deal is. One of those things we run into all the time. We got here Echo Zoe. Alright. See if we got to deal with the Kyrie and Sump Workers. These cards all suck. Get this out of here. We want some 2-drops. Well, the Patrol Wardens will be a 2-drop for a turn. Not the turn we need it. There it is. Not a bad start. Not a bad start, my man. Alright, ready for battle. Sending it in. Doesn't matter what you play. We're attacking. Okay, I'm gonna say it does technically matter. If he plays a Startled Stomper, we're not attacking. But I like the spirit that we have. Right, the Puffcat Peddler's starting to show up. Do we ever just take the Zoe hit? Like, how much do we care if he puts in another star chart? It's annoying. Like, there's a lot of annoying cards that come out of star charts between the Equinoxes and the 3/3 Trickster Elusive. But, okay. Well, if we're gonna get the opportunity like that, let's just go ahead and ace her. There's not any cards for 1 mana that would get him out of that play. If they had 2 mana, then we should have played the Gotcha because they could Targon Shield through it. But with the way they did it there, it's pretty safe. Here, Caitlyn's a little bit more aggressive than the Sting Officer, and then she always gets the traps. It should be pretty tough for PNZ Targon to have an answer to Caitlyn coming down. This is one of the few. The Shield Bearer, at 4 mana, there's like a handful of things. There could be like a dragon or something, but not too many plays they have to shut down Caitlyn. All right. Totes my goats, you got it. Okay, a little suspicious of that. Are we gonna Tom Trick into Death Ray? Is that what the angle here is? Right. Well, it doesn't seem like that play worked. Seems like they're stalling out on that. Caitlyn's not like super scary. That seems like a very all in on Caitlyn kind of play. All right, we've got to add something to the board. I don't want to pass without spending this mana. I was looking at like the Puffcat Peddlers, and then we can start dropping Mushroom Clouds, but that feels like a little aggressive. Let's just add the Sting Officer. And now we just have like really good open attacks if they don't add anything to the board here. Cool.
Scoping the area.
Let's get them with them little to bigs. Sure. How close are you to flipping, Caitlyn? Only 1 trap? We gotta change that. We can start dropping these peddlers. Get some more damages happening with the traps. We'll play the Station Archivist and see if well, never mind. I was like, we can play the Station Archivist and see if we pick up a spell, so it's not like we're really missing out on anything. But it's just a little too good to take out Echo. Zap. activating my trap cards.
New tech, new tricks, new day, new
Another echo. Are these spells? These are spells. The Three Sisters is where I think we want to be, where we can flash freeze the echo.
tea and cookies to go with your docile.
Also gives us 2 more spells for this peddler.
What's the motive?
Seems good. Now we're kind of in this space to where we can entreat Sejuani, and then open with Sejuani next turn. Okay. Well, I was going to say, I guess we're not guaranteed to hit Sejuani anymore. Piltover Peacemakers are decent pickups, though. More goats, you got it. One trap, 2 trap. Do we want to draw some cards and try and flip this Caitlyn? I could get behind that as well. Sequencing, not the best of 2020, but we're going ham on these traps, and it's going to be fun. That's all that really matters. Oh yeah, 30 puff caps, 5 flash bombs. Caitlyn may not be able to attack this turn, but there's the flip.
I aim to win, and my aim is excellent.
Alright, what's she even do? Plant 4 traps in the top 10, okay. And then deal damage to the enemy nexus equal to the number of traps activated this round. So if she does get to hit, then she'll get to hit for 7. Alright. Boom it. Not bad, not bad.
I must say,
That was fun.
satisfactory outcome.
Satisfactory outcome, good times. That opponent knew how to have fun. We appreciate that. So what do we got? What do we got? I don't want jury rig. The archivist, it's fine. Nothing wrong with the abilities happening here. Even if you miss, then a 3/3 for 3 is, still a decent deal. Or if it's just like adding to hand for ambushes, or, there's just lots of cool things that the archivist does. Not upset to add her whatsoever. Oh my god, I did that loud ass noise again. To stop to eat some food, fuel up because I'm an old man. You come back and it makes a wild ass noise. Fix that, Riot. Hashtag bug report. Hashtag fix it, Riot. It's important. Sometimes when you get old, you have to take regular snack breaks as you're making YouTube videos. You gotta fuel up. All right, are we here? Is it happening? Here we go. Karma LeBlanc. Does not seem like an ideal pairing of champions. But maybe they'll teach us a lesson. Let's see. Alright, reasonable enough start. We have some early game dudes. I'm not opposed to cycling away something. We don't have to just play this for like pure value all the time. I'm looking at just getting rid of a sentry. I think it's okay. Not the strongest draw currently, but starting to pick up on board. We'll have a decent open attack on 2 or on 3, assuming they just play like a 3/2 here. If they play a 3/2 and we get to attack with the Sting Officer and the Urchin, it's a pretty sweet deal. What have we here? We have a block. No rush. Okay, beautiful. All right, and then I think we just have to attack. There's definitely a world where they play an elusive here, and I want to get the traps down. Get the dice out, ready to roll.
Reporting in.
Rear guard, my dude. My man. Alright, we're friends. I'm all about it. He's, a little better on the first turn as opposed to the third, but I like what you're about, Caciki, however you pronounce that one. Okay. Get another Sting officer down. Feels good.
These are dangerous lands.
We don't have like mystic shots to hit with this archivist. Is kind of the problem with this turn. I'd love to pick up a removal spell to take down the life blade. Let's just pass.
Ready the torches. Hello there.
Okay. I'm gonna say we want to go ahead and try for the trade, so that if they can't just block next turn and prevent us from or gain some more health. Okay, so we can add Sting Officer. May not get to attack with this Caitlyn, but if it's just the Sting Officer getting through, then we'll get the same number of traps in, and hopefully we just get to attack with both. Make my day. Just the one.
Scoping the area.
Maybe I'll block. We have this ambush. I feel like if he had a combat trick, he would have spent it last turn. Nice. What are we up to? 5 flash bombs. Oof. What up, kitty?
Sharpen the blade, secure the kill.
Bow to no
Okay, we got a fresh kitty out here to help with this. Somebody in the stream was asking how the kitty was. I assume it was this one. She doesn't hang out as often as she used to. she doesn't like her son. He's the one that hangs out more frequently. He's the black kitty that just shows up. They don't get along that well. They're starting to be more tolerant of each other, but they're not BFFs. You gonna take down our Sejuani? That'd be fine. I mean, I think he just realized he has this resonating strike that he might want to use. It still seems like you would probably prefer to just take down the Caitlyn and keep the unit, but you do have to worry about flash bombs to a degree. So I could see why you would want to just go ahead and make the trade. Oh, he can't block. Let's just slam in this massive amount of damage. Okay. She's really close to flipping as well. If we maybe it's time to start getting some puff caps in so we can try and get the flip. Definitely not letting them untap with karma. Need them pets, kitty. Yay, need them pets. That's the good stuff. Pretty good at giving pets. Way better than my wife. I think she gets upset when I say stuff like that. But all the kitties prefer me, and I assume that's why. Realistically, they all prefer me because I'm the one that feeds them. But I think, I like to blame it on other things. Oh, and she's gone. So, okay, back to the action here. I mean, the Sejuani's so close to just getting it done, but we've worn our opponent out of cards pretty well. And so if they want to play a combat trick to keep a unit, I think it's okay. That doesn't even win the combat. That's beautiful. And then we still get their elusive off the board. I like it. I like it. Now I think I just want to bank the 3 mana so we can try and play spells with the Archivist. Oh, they both hit the same one? That's stupid. Alright, well here's a Sejuani flip. And so, if we hit a puff cap at the start of our opponent's turn, then it'll still frostbite their whole team and make it pretty tough to attack. So, that's a perk. So I'm thinking of just, this would be like 6, 7, 8, 9 to get everybody going here. Is that wrong in that? Oh, it's only once a turn, isn't it? Each round the first time. Okay. Well, I'm certainly going for it. All the puff caps, please. This one might be a little greedy, the thump fumes onto the Glory Seeker, but I want to get the puff caps in. Like if we miss on this draw here, it kind of sucks. But there's the frostbite. We hit it. Now we can start playing the Archivist to see if we hit any more spells. Okay, keep on drawing them cards. All kinds of spells. It's tempting to like pick up an ambush just because of the elusives, but I don't think we'll ever need it. We'll just add this bad spell to our hand. I feel like we're gonna have a pretty easy time just winning this game next turn with an open attack. We got same spells. We just played the same thing, expected different results. Nah, the intel's fine. Alright, all the traps. Easy. Uh-oh. Oh god, I didn't expect 3 cards to come out of here. Alright, health potion, sure. Homecoming, you got it. And a calling strike. Deal 1 to an enemy or the enemy nexus, and then deal 1 to another. So does this not... Can't deal nexus twice? Is that how that works? I don't really feel like it's gonna matter, but... Yeah, you can't pick the nexus twice. Okay. Oh man, we didn't get him. I mean, we got this Frostbite Sejuani in hand. It doesn't matter. I mean, if they want to play their scattered pod, we can just immediately Frostbite it. They have to deal 20. I feel pretty good about this. It's just going to be a matter of time. There it is. Thanks for the draw. Right, well, we got to take this other Caitlyn. Which one's Officer Squad? Create a most wanted in hand. Pick a player to discard their lowest cost card and draw 3. Not bad. I think I've played with this guy before, but we always just discarded the card he generated. But he's fine. We got another Chump Wump. Our curve is looking for a bit of top end. You know, he fits on theme with our ambushes. He takes an ambush well. So, yeah, on board. Let's do it. Okay. Made it to 3 wins. Go us. We've unlocked the full potential of Caitlyn. Feels good. Wow. Right. I saw the Rek'Sai on the LOR Guardian thing only has a 45% win rate. That's pretty bad. People need to check out some of them FTP bust guides. I think feel like we're like 21-0 with Renekton. You just don't draft Bilgewater. Easy peasy. That's the strategy. All right, back to action with this one. Not a great start, but not bad. At least Caitlyn flips to a removal spell, which is always nice, but want some more of that early game. And what was this? Was it Poppy? No, two Tristana Echo Poppy. Okay. Sounds way better for us than just playing 3 Poppies. And so strange to see her as just a single copy champion. Oh, God. That sucks. These dang Bandle City units. Alright, block it all. Alright, so how does Tristana level up if you play multi-region units? So how bad is it? I don't think they're ever going to want to really like trade with the Chump Womp. I think it's okay. And then just with Tristana's attack going up, our Caitlyn attack should still be safe here. Okay. Not a bad hit. So much value that comes out of these decks. That's alright. We're going to luck it out next turn, though. And this, the traps are going to hit both the Proto Poro and the 2/1. We're gonna smash them all off right from the start.
Only the guilty dither.
Oh, gotcha. The Grenadier is not multi-faction. Okay. Right, and then if they play a card before the Shredder comes down, getting the 2-for-1 with the Shredder would be quite nice as well. I don't have an answer to Poppy, but at least we get to take down 2 units before she attacks. So that's not that bad. So we can just trade out the whole board now except for the Tristana. Sure.
Don't be a hero. I've got a new tactic.
Okay. Well, as bad as Poppy turns could be, I think that was a pretty good turn for us. And we get to drop the Sejuani onto Tristana. How you feel about that, bro? So you gotta start getting sassy with him. Okay. Don't quite get that one. Okay. You needed to, he needed to play a created card? Is that what he needed? I guess that makes sense. That feels good. I mean, we surprisingly have like way more cards in this Bandle City deck, which is pretty tough to pull off. So, feel decent in those terms. Definitely want to be able to play a Piltover Peacemaker this turn. Probably want to play 2 of them. So let's just add the chump and then plan to double Peacemaker out of this combat.
Where'd you put that hammer I gave you?
I traded it for this way cooler one.
We can get this dum-dum out of here. He doesn't have many good targets, I guess. It just would be the one unit getting the bonus attack, but let's go ahead and take him down.
3 times over.
Let's just go ahead and get rid of Sejuani as well. He's going to have 2 cards in hand. We're still going to have a unit on board, and then we have a large collection of cards in hand. I think this is good. The only trick to get out of this would be a Purple Berry Shake. They haven't played anything about this game like they still have tricks in hand.
Main groundwork.
Of course, we hit the 3 traps when he has nothing on board. That's against our Caitlyn to flip though, which
Excellent.
feels nice. Can look to say like add the squad and then make them discard to draw 3, but we don't have a lot of puff caps in their deck, so that doesn't seem super valuable. Ooh, gotcha was a nice draw. I'd say Caitlyn's dead. Very, very easy for them to just pick up a Mystic Shot or a lot of 2 damage spells coming out of Conchologist here.
This mama is the beast mama.
Don't really want to have to spend a gotcha this turn. We can save it for next turn. Let's just go in with the dudes.
Anything else?
Again, I suspect Caitlyn's dead. Very easy for them to pick up a removal spell that kills her, but their blocks are terrible this turn.
Oh dear.
Feels good.
Serving lead?
So yeah, this should just be dealt with. We have the 3 sisters if we need it, but I'm looking to add the Mighty here, add in 2 Mushroom Clouds. Probably kill him with an open attack, but if not, we can get +3 out of the Fury of the North. Just lots of options for next turn. I love me a good option. That's what it's all about. There we go. Ooh, they drew something interactive. Got a blocker 2 on the right. I'm looking at just playing Fury of the North on our Mighty Poro. We have a couple of options that we could do with this, but this feels fine. Should be a lethal. He's definitely going to have a card. Got him. Round 4 victory. Okay, so what are we getting here? I'm good with either of these trades, actually. Trading out the Time Winder. We do have some, puff cap generation, so it's not that bad, but the value is always nice out of the Sump Dredger. But I'm really looking to just go cheaper here. That's what we're kind of struggling with, is dumping out our hand quickly enough. So the Stinky Wump, not super powerful, but it gets the job done. Okay. That's a collection of cards. We could think if we want to hang on to Advanced Intel just to discard it. That's never reason enough to do it. Let's look for a real card. We can just discard one of the real cards to the Urchin if we want. Okay, so Ambush can go. It's a little slow here. We're not gonna. It's kind of a late game card like the Puffcat Peddler, where we're not really looking to play it until, turn 7. But it is useful with Caitlyn. We did get some good usages out of it with Caitlyn, making her quick attacks better.
Son taught me to never let my guard down.
Hammer Fizz not doing anything. Change your mind. Appears as so. It's a very tempting target to just go ahead and hit with a Time Winder, but let's pass. It's pretty easy to burst out spells onto this thing. Boom. Just zap it right away. Those 2 flash bombs went on the top card. That was pretty nice.
Tough places bring tough people.
Let's get them. Our Sump Fumes are active now, so I would like to go ahead and just try and kill off this assembly bot. It's pretty easy to play like 1 spell. It should be kind of tough for them to deal 3 spells. Okay. We can race around that. Take him down to 10. A little sad. I wanted to keep our Sump things on the board, but whoa, this guy has all the assembly workers. We could have gotten a pretty nice Time Winder. Who was to know that? Maybe we'll get a Kempunk Shredder on it this turn. Uh-oh. One-time dealer. Are we going to get it? Are we going to get it? What do you think? It's not a burst ability. I don't think we're going to get it, but if we do, that's huge. Yeah, not surprised, but he had all the burst for protection. That's still good. I mean, he's playing a Heimerdinger deck, and so if we force him into playing the Flash of Brilliances before he has Heimer on the board, it definitely feels like a win. Our 1 good attack here. I was hoping the turrets would stay on the board. We have the Time Winder to try and take those down. But I think we're just going to switch into Puffcat mode now. I do not have answers to Heimer. Let me check what we can draw before we start playing the Station Archivist. Oh man, that was super lucky. We got the Heimer dealt with, or we got those Flash of Brilliances dealt with right before he played Heimer. It's a huge win.
Have a mushroom. Have 3. They grow up so fast.
Okay. We're just going to be on Puffcap / ambush mode now. I would really like to have another Puffcat Peddler before we start going all in on these things, but I don't think we're going to have the chance to just sit around and hope and wait. As if he plays like a random 6th cost spell, we're immediately running into trouble. What the fuck is this thing? Fill your hand with random cards. They cost 0 and are fleeting. You can only play 3 more this turn. So he gets the 8/8 out of doing this, but then when he plays 0 cost cards, Heimer doesn't make good things. And so I mean, I'm still not excited about them having that much mana power here, but okay. Does he still get the turret? If he fills his hand, I don't know how the order of that goes. If the turret comes in, or if the hand fills first and then the turret tries to come in after. But if you figure if you draw, well, I guess on average, I was going to say, if you get a card that costs like 1 through 10 across the board, oh, if he's just dropping remembrances, that seems quite good for us. Like, if the best he can do is play a 6-cost spell. Oh, yeah, and there's the Challenger. Okay. I'm on board with this turn. We're going to lose our Peddler, which sucks, but if that's the extent of what his big plays are, playing these kind of mediocre 6-drops, I think I'm okay with this. The Ixtali Sentinel is a big problem, though. We can look to like Entomb it or Flash Freeze it or something, but if we're on this Puff Cap plan, we have real issues with this 4/5 lifelink running around. And a parlay? Okay. So that's not bad. I mean, he got 13 mana out of his 10 mana spell. It's not spectacular.
I am in control.
Okay, so you have been flash frozen, and now we need to get the other Puff Cap into the deck, because we're going to be out of these from now. Only up to 22. Kind of scary. We need more. We might want to be doing the draw 3 on ourselves with the most wanted.
Son taught me to never let my guard down.
We even draw if we're going to play the station. Could pick up an ambush. Ambush would be big. Get in for 7. Or an entreat. No ambushes here. I think I like the entreat. Well, it depends on who we hit, right? We got like a 75% chance to hit Caitlyn, which is not good. She's just not very good here. she can't attack into this board. Okay, let's take the Peacemaker and shoot down this Lancer. Switch over to the Fearsome. Make them wait a turn. I don't want them picking up like a 5-cost elite here and just being able to play it. Sure.
It's smaller than the diagram.
We're not dead though, right? we got a few more turns of this. We need another Peddler real bad. It just feels like if we do the draw 3 on our own, can we ever even win the game? Maybe. Fine, we'll just draw our own cards, I guess. It's realistically going to deal 3 damage if we play it on opponent. Sejuani, you're interesting. Lots of potential if we get this set. Ooh, drawn 3? Man. That should be like the scariest card for them to ever play. Alright, we hit for 4. It's getting close. Was that our first Puff Cap of the turn? I don't remember. In terms of, like, if we can get the Sejuani to flip next turn, and then potentially ace Frostbite their whole team That would be huge. But we have to be able to hold Sejuani till next turn. I think we can do that. None of his dudes have Overwhelm, which is what sucks about the Heimerdinger units. Is that a strike ability? Plant 4 flash bomb traps. Okay. Yeah, so Caitlyn will just lethal him if he attacks into Caitlyn. Okay. Enjoy.
What's on your mind, Sheriff? Nothing new, I'm afraid. What do you know of sea?
Maybe he doesn't know. He doesn't understand this interaction. It's a lethal, right? Takes him to 0. Perfect. Birthday cake. Caked him real good. So that was perhaps a pretty dangerous progress day. All right. What else can we do? We only have the 2 peddlers, or we got our 3rd peddler. Okay, so we don't need to pick up this 3rd one. Okay with picking up more Clump of Wumps. I would really like to be picking up the 3/2, whatever he is, the 3/2 for 2 mana. Everybody draws a card. That's our premier kind of force people to do stuff card. Hey, nonetheless, we're doing it. Pre-final battle. Let's get in there. See if we can't take this gem to 7. Totally gonna win with ambush. Hydrate a little bit. We'll be ready. All right. Got a 2 and a 3. I watched the Arcane television show. I know all about Progress Day now. I think. I don't fully remember even what the deal with Progress Day was. It felt like some kind of holiday. Jace gives a speech. Doesn't talk about the good hex techs. And then he starts shooting people with his hammer. that's what happens on Progress Day. It says, "I shoot you with my hammer."
Son taught me to never let my guard down.
At least though, like I never realized what like Vi's fist things were doing. I thought it was just some kind of clever set of brass knuckles that were just cartoonishly too large. I never realized they had the sweet hex text inside of them. So it's neat to get some of the lore from League of Legends that I haven't picked up on across the years. I only get it from voice lines and the little tips on the screen. Kato and Shiraza totally being together. But all right, back to the game. I'm pretty cool with just dropping Caitlyn's here. Victor Ashe, the Ashe half of that is kind of scary, but given that they've played many more P&Z looking cards, it seems like the Ashe is kind of an afterthought and maybe not too many Frostbites coming at us. Okay. Oh, if this is like a Mystic Shot, if this is any card, I'm okay with it. Brittle Steel, sure. I'm gonna say it doesn't even win the combat. I'm okay with that. All right, and then we're definitely playing Gotcha here. So let's give them a chance to play some cards, and then maybe we'll get to choose a better unit for the Gotcha. Does not appear to be the case. We gonna get a card? Be sweet if we got a card. That's not enough of a card. I take it back. That's not as sweet as I wanted it to be. You did good work though, Caitlyn. I mean, they're running out of cards pretty well. That's always a bonus. Now our Peacemaker will kill off the Ballistic Bot. So if we're looking to do that, we can't add the Stinky Wump. Do we even care about it this turn? Not a whole lot. I was going to say, well, the Stinky Wump, we can't add the big one in. Okay. So they're going to Ignite. We'll play our Peacemaker. And how do we feel about opening here? I think I would rather get the Chump Wump down. So it's like if he wants to get the protection on his Ballistic Bot, he has to play the cards now.
Show some respect. Let's not ruffle our feathers.
That's nice. Surprised he. I mean, he's pretty healthy. I'm surprised he wouldn't want to keep the Starlit Seer on board as he sits around and plays Ignitions. Okay, I'm just going to let this go. I want to save all these spells for when we get Puffcat Peddler on the board. Because we still have a pretty long way to go in terms of dealing damage.
There was a little fella asking for me.
Okay, and then we should be able to, assume he's going to attack this turn, then we should be able to add a card to our hand with the Sentry when it blocks and draws the card. He just physically has this, huh? Oh, the Benefactor created it. Well, I guess we can make him at least pay for it a little bit. We're not super loaded up on puff caps, but I think that's probably about as good as it's going to get. Oh, it's not that time to be scared just yet, Caitlyn. We only have a handful in here. Uh-oh. Making more emotes. Okay.
Me? Miss? Not by a long shot.
Let's see what they do. If they pass to us, I think I'm okay with just passing here and trying to get this Caitlyn to flip. Like, these attacks here are kind of scary. Not big scary, just little scary. Yeah, I'm not real interested in attacking into that. The little guy can go. But yeah, we're switching in. We're going to be switching into Puffcat Peddler mode here. We need to. This is what's unfortunate when we like cycle out the everybody draw 2 cards. We need some card advantage engine here. I'm still happy with picking up the 2/2s, the Puffcat generators where we did, but need a bit of help here. Deals some damage. Okay. Let's take his engine away from him. It's a pretty scary board. We don't have good answers to this to this 7/6. All right, Caitlyn's flip.
Perfect.
She's ready to deal a bunch of damage to more opponents that haven't read the card. That's what you're here for, Caitlyn, right? And Victor, sure.
Not if I have anything to do with it. Stop right there.
I was surprised to see Victor in the in the show. I mean, I guess he was thematically important, and Riot also has a team of lawyers, but it's just like such a pretty close ripoff to Doctor Doom out of the Marvel universe. I was surprised that they rolled the dice with getting him to the into the world of Arcane. Alright, we'll take a bit of damage. We need some things to go right from here on out, though. I really don't think we have a lot of ways to win this game. We need to like hit with a bunch of puff caps, and then we need something that draws cards for us so that we can hit with a elusive Caitlyn that has flash trap damage attached to her. So like 3 puff caps, that would probably be about good, right? 2 traps. So she's only going to hit for 8 damage. Oh. Do your thing, Kate. Maybe he'll make some kind of weird attack next turn and not realize what her ability does. That's what we hope for every time, right? You just get they don't know what it does. Maybe we can get him. Alright, puff caps in. Maybe we'll just hit 9, and that'll get the job done as well. What are we up to? 35 and his 22. We have a bunch of blockers for next turn. We're guaranteed taking 7. Alright, we're just going to never block this, never block the Wild Claw. Ugh, that removal lets him get us with an open. But we can time wind the Starlets here, I guess. Ah, come on. Alright, just some amount of puff caps. Right, we need 5? 4. If we hit 4 puff caps, we can win. We got 35 in here. Not real good chances of doing it, but if this is another opponent that doesn't understand how Caitlyn works, we could definitely steal a game here. Okay. All right. Squeeze them butt cheeks. What do we got? 0? Ah, come on, game. That was very anticlimactic. 0. Ugh. The lowest of rolls. That's okay. We'll save our luck for another one. Alright, any upgrades here? I'm kind of interested in the beam. Our like big removals are non-existent, right? We have a lot of middling removal between the Peacemakers and the Gotchas and the Time Winders and stuff, but we don't have any kind of like kill anything outside of sort of being able to do it with 3 Sisters. I think we should be picking up the beam here. Okay, definite upgrade. All right. Let's make our way to that final battle. We can do it. I believe in us. These filthy no fun havers are trying to get in the way, but I think we can do it. Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. Tarek Fiora. Okay. Can hopefully run around that, but I wouldn't think that that's a combination that has a lot of interactivity, and so they might have some kind of Fiora challenges into our elusives or some like single combats, but hopefully we could just get ahead of them. But our interactivity is also quite poor. We don't have good answers to Tarek, so you can maybe answer a Fiora with a bunch of built over peacemakers, but trying to battle into Tarek is a stretch. What you got, Shadestalker? Didn't see that one coming. I think a sentry's okay. It's kind of one of these deals where it's like, we get some damage on it. Maybe we'll hit it with a hit it with a flashbang trap or something. But it's not the most ideal of circumstances. We did just pick up the time winder into this. I'm hoping that maybe he does like no blocks here.
Scoping the area.
It looks like he might be trying to riposte us. But if he like no blocks here, we go into the next turn. We might be able to play our chump and then get a time winder off of this. Depends on the spell he plays. If he tries to play like a Zenith Blade, then we'll be okay. But if he has like a burst, then we're in trouble. Oh, just Tarek. Huh. Didn't expect that. I'm pretty cool to go ahead and put damage on him. I mean, if that's what it takes for us to have Caitlyn able to just swing into him, then that's what it takes. I did the mathematics on that scenario. That is what it actually takes, and so that's okay. It's again a pretty scary proposition. Oh, them traps. Okay. Let's see what that does. I mean, I still think that Tarek's going to get like riposted or something, but oh, that's huge. That's huge. We have all these options now. The Time Winders is pretty good. He spends the blessing of Tarek to get out of it. Still quite nice. It's not even enough to let him block our Caitlyn now. Opponent cannot be happy with what just happened there. Squad. Oh man, it is at least his unit is a good blocker in the face of Kempunk Shredder, but this Tarek has been dealt with. That's our big problem on the afternoon. So I think I'm cool to just go ahead and try and clear out the board. It sucks to trade our Shredder into the 2/2. I give you that's not a very big value play, but let's just wear out this board while we can. The kind of what I call it with Tarek decks is it's the Tarek tax. If you want to get him going, then you have to be usually have to play both a unit and a spell in the same turn, and then it's kind of tough to pull off, and so he struggles a little bit in those terms.
Scoping the area.
Okay, we got a bunch of burn spells here. We can try and take this bird down. Discard the Mushroom Cloud, one to Nexus, one to Thing. So our quick attack is good here. And then if he throws like a riposte into Caitlyn or something, then that's okay. We can sump fumes out of riposte. It'd be like a Tarek +3/+3 is what would be kind of painful. And this is kind of the spot you get in a lot when you play like Teemo decks, as to where it's like, all right, well, we're going to get him to like 9, and then just assume that we're not going to deal any more damage to him for the rest of the game, but we can still try and take them down with all of these puff caps. And so we're losing our Caitlyn. Sad day for her, but they're really low on health, and we're about to try and pop off with these chump wumps.
I got ways to find me mushroom.
Because it's going to take them quite a bit of time to come in and try and take us down. So what I suspect is going to happen, he's just going to open hook our Sejuani with his 8-3, which is okay. I'm not going to make a big investment in this. I want to get both of our chump bumps on board, open attack, hopefully take them down to 4, and then just start spewing off puff caps.
Put on me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
We do all this without overdrawing. We need to iterative improvement the chump bump. And we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in hand. Okay. Do we feel any different about this now? I mean, we can do a few things. We can, like, Sump Fumes the defender. Then we don't really have any good attacks. We could... Can you iterative improvement to Captain Erika? Or does it get spell shielded? Because it picks a unit, it doesn't like target. This is something you would run into in Magic, as to where you can like clone a hexproof unit, whereas you can't like target it with a spell. And so like the way clone reads is like when it comes into play as a copy, and it doesn't actually target the thing. I think I've run into this before, but didn't remember how it worked. Alright, whatever. And we still get to draw a card next turn. Okay. Three Sisters is kind of interesting. I'm not going to use it here, but buy us a lot of time.
I will not be beaten.
No regrets. I wanted to, man. I don't know if I like this. We needed just like a little bit more mana last turn. If we could have got in for that 4 damage there, I would have felt good. But kind of feel like we need to wait on a Puff Cap Peddler before we start spewing off all these mushroom clouds. But I mean, is it 1, 2, 6, 30 of them? So it would be like a little over a damage a turn. He's not really threatening to kill us or anything. Don't take damage from enemy spells or skills. It's good thing we didn't try to thermogenic beam that. Okay, yeah, let's spew. We still have a bunch of cards in hand in case we draw a Peddler next turn. Going to be real dope when we hit these two of these flash bombs and take down the Captain Erika. I can assure you it's going to be awesome. Get something good? Oh man, almost good, almost good. We need to take the bird out though. His plan is to hook our chump wump on an open and cause lots of problems. Taking the bird out lets us threaten this Captain Erika. Ooh, there we go. Officer squad here to draw them cards. Or let our opponent draw them cards, I should say.
And we always find him.
This feels like you should never be just dropping it on your opponent, but I mean that's how we're gonna end up trying to win this game. Forcing them to draw the cards. That's about a little under a damage and a half a turn.
Shatter them. Unyielding.
Yeah, let's block with the big boy. Oh, hang on, she has spell shield, doesn't she? That doesn't work how we want. You can't. Yeah, the spell shield will pop the the sump fumes, I assume. It's like I'm leaning more towards just trying to take down the towering Stonehorn. I think this is okay. We can do a +3/+4. Okay. See if he has the riposte into this.
The fight never ends.
Bastion. So we bounce, don't trade. All right. Two. All right, my man. Here's what we got for you. Do we want to go ahead and do it, or do we want to, like, oh, hang on. No, we can do this. We can see where this gets us. Let's play the most wanted, kind of act like our turn is done, and then see if we can't get a Caitlyn hit in. She's going to be flipped. She's hitting for at least 2, right? We just hit for 2 damage. So she hit for 4. A million. Oh my goodness. What a collection of hits. That was nice. So yeah, just tap out for something irrelevant. Play Sithri of the Clouds or something. Can we get some of that? Let's just pass, see if they spend some more mana. And then drop a Caitlyn after the fact. Oh, there we go. So he can still get us with a single combat, but I don't think we can expect them to like still have 2 mana left.
Not by a long shot.
Oh man, that gets around so many spells though now. GG. Nice. Got him. Valiant effort, Caitlyn. You shouldn't have died in that picture. We killed him before it would have gotten to struck back. You should live in those situations. Okay, good stuff. All right, so our trades. Oh, beautiful. Getting rid of advanced intel for officer squad's good. Advanced intel's just complete garbo. Righty. I don't want to trade out the sump fumes. I do like coup de grace. Just putting the enemy follower into their deck. It's a kind of answer anything, much in the way of Thermogenic Beam. But then you also make them draw a card, which, you know, under normal circumstances isn't good. But if if their deck is loaded up with puff caps, then it works. I've been pretty non-impressed with Timewinder, but I feel like we have enough chump wumps. Like if we land on a 3rd one, okay. But if we stay at 2, I'm okay with that as well. I don't think it's critical to our success here. So let's pick up the coup de grace, just a big... a big spell to protect us with. Pass on the Sentry, keep the Peacemaker. Good with the 2 Archivists. Let's skip over that. Shredder, I'd like to keep the 1 copy of. Battle Fury. I'm like so interested in Battle Fury since we have the 3 Sting Officers. It's just a way to just blow up the game with them. But I don't think we've been really pulling that off. There's like there's just so many like incidental elusives now. I don't think we can really count on that being a thing. So we'll skip over that. The memery is high, but I don't feel like that's gonna help us get any wins. And going down to 1 ambush for Mystic Shot seems okay. We're really just looking for these to close out the game. It's kind of like an 8-cost spell, much like Battle Fury. So you're welcome to stay. Let's get to battle. All right. Yeah. Not bad. I was expecting... It was interesting. I was talking a bit over on the stream over the weekend about how it feels like your decks either get like 0 or 1 wins or they go to the final battle. Like there's not much in the way of in-between as to where your deck just like doesn't work. Like it kind of feels like if you usually like get 4 wins and then you lose at like 4-2, that you probably ran into something big, right? You had a game where you had a weird curve, or your opponent just barely aced you, or they, dropped a big epic on you, like the Harrowing, and just smashed you. It seems like unless something like that happens 2 games in a row, you tend to get the whole way. But it feels like the deck we're playing here can most certainly lose. This feels like a deck to where if we lost it like 4 or 5, I'd been like, yeah, kind of makes sense. It's kind of memey. It's not like super like raw power, and so I could see that happening. But we're here. We're trying to take it the whole way.
Sharpen the blades, secure the kill.
Get the shutdown on the Glory Seeker. You typically don't want to trade your Glory Seeker for an Avarosian Sentry. We'll let them do it if they want. Now, you at least can't block with that. Not too many units in Shurima Noxus that can positively interact with Caitlyn here. And a lot of them are just like 5/2s, and so we might get some damage in with the Sentry as well. Has to be scary seeing Caitlyn come down when you're playing a bunch of 1 health units. The traps can be quite scary.
That's your plan.
That's your plan? Yeah, get sassy with him, Caitlyn. Weird. She didn't look like that in the TV show, right? Most certainly didn't have Sniper Caitlyn in the TV show, but I was surprised they didn't just like take this directly out of the show. Who's that guy in the back? I don't recognize him from the Arcane show. All right, opponent passes. Not too much to be worried about here. Can't block, so it's not like he can Whirling Death or Caitlyn. Did they really disconnect on us? Is that what's just happened? Oh man, we got him to rage drop that phone right in the toilet. No, they're back. Okay. JK. Oh man, I thought we got him. I thought we got the rage quit. Right here, Boss Muffin. Well, maybe. I thought they pushed the button. Maybe they know that strategy against me where you just rope and I get mad and just give up on it. Can't give up on it in the final battle, though. Well, assuming they do nothing, all I would like to do this turn is add the Stinger and then Sump Blast, whatever this is called. Sump Fumes something. So we'll add stuff. You figure under kind of like normal circumstances, he's just going to play a unit and hook Caitlyn. And I feel like this is where, things would go. There he is. He's back. All right. Maybe he's trying to mess with us. That's a premium rock hopper. It's pretty good. It does better than not premium rock hoppers.
Ready the torches.
Hey, Caitlyn, I hope you've been duly protected. Not a ton gets out of this. I mean, Whirling Death would do it. Like I was going to say, the bad combat tricks like Sharpened Resolve would do it. But it's not that bad. We didn't miss out on too much there. Let's go for it. They'll get a hook on him next turn, but kind of like the previous one. I mean, there's not too many units out of Shurima Noxus that can come down on these hard. Sure. It's like our deck builds up a lot better than theirs, so I'm content with what's happened there. So, like, next turn is going to be our last attack, right? He's just going to be too far ahead on board. And so, I'm looking to just get the both of the both of these down. We'll take most certainly just take the 6 from the Tusk Raider here. But let's just get our chumps down just in case. Are we really that interested in just punching in 2 damage? Should probably just keep those back to block with. Okay, I'm on board with that. This is one of these spaces where we should... Well, there's a world... Like, the thing with the Archivist is if it hits an ambush, right, then we get to attack with an additional unit. Let's see, anything cool in here? Mystic Shot will work.
More exciting than an unsolved mystery.
I'll send that right to the face place. That's what we're doing, man. We're going to the face place. If he attacks, I'm just going to skip past it. This is one of these places where it gets kind of scary, where you like go and block their stuff, and then they have like a big pile of combat tricks. If they just like open into us, we can take the 11. There's no way for them to just deal 3 damage to us. Well, they could have Decimate. I should take that back. There's a handful of ways for them to just deal damage to us, but nothing ultimately too scary. Do we want to try and take down the elephant? This is where it can be kind of bad as well. I think I'd like to just deal the damage to Nasus. So if he does do something to load up Nasus with damage, then we get to still just blocking. Whereas if we put all of our damages onto the Armored Tusk Raider, and then he plays, a bunch of Sharpened Resolves. Shit, we should have played the 2 Mushroom Clouds as well. But if he gets to play both of the Sharpened Resolves, then he can trample in for a big pile of damage. But yeah, we definitely missed out on 6 Puff Caps here. That kind of sucks. Kinda sucks.
Pride was my end, as it will be yours.
Okay. Sure. So yeah, six Puff Caps missed, but hopefully it's not going to be a game decider. Get zapped, bro. So interesting. Like, I think we can play units here. I mean, we have, it was the time damage thing on top. Ooh, gotcha.
I think you have something
Okay.
on that case.
Maybe we'll get to kill something. Definitely would like to chunk in for a handful of damage here. Probably won't get to gotcha. It's kind of looking more along the lines of take 3. Get nugged, my man. Get nugged. Gotta come in now. That Nasus was loaded up with Puff Caps, bro. All right. Nice little 7 winner. I dug it. That was fun. So let's see. We'll get this pulled up. We'll talk about it just a little bit more. And so, yeah, I mean, it was kind of a rough start in the draft. I was hoping to get to draft some of the Bandle City, because that's where you get a lot of the Puff Cap activators that aren't like the Teemo cards. That's where you're going to find the Puff Cap Puff, whatever. He's like the 2/2 quick attack for 2 that strikes and puts Puff Caps in your opponent's deck. But more importantly, that's where you would find the Yordle 3/5 for 4 that generates the Mushroom Cloud, the Puff Cap darts, whatever those are called. And so that's what I was like really looking to get into Bandle City for. Didn't have any of the cards show up. I'm not sure if they'll show up if you don't pick a Shurima champion or don't pick a Bandle City champion. I'm not exactly sure how that interaction works, but that would have been ideal, right? Where we maybe if it shows you like the aloof travelers kind of early, then maybe that counts as being in Vandal City. I'm not exactly sure how those interactions work. I'd have to ask somewhere, or if you know, feel free to let us know in the comments, and I'll repeat it in the future. But yeah, we didn't get to the Vandal City, but we did at least get to pull off this thing with Sejuani. I thought that worked out quite nicely. Right, we had one game where Sejuani got flipped, and we were getting to do the puff caps on our opponent's turn. It wasn't like the be all end all of goodness, but for a faction that's completely off theme, having the Sejuani here to be an interactive big unit, that was good, right? She had a lot of very relevant turns with the frostbites, and then she did get to do the flip thing with the puff caps, which is I guess people do that constructed, right? People at least used to play Sejuani Teemo. I don't know if it's still a thing, but I was glad we at least got to pull that off one game as well. And then we did have the we got rid of it, right? Didn't we get rid of the Caitlyn's, not the Caitlyn spell, the Evolution Sentry? I'm looking for it. The thing, the Lysandra spell that generates the Entomb or the +3/+4, whatever. That at least has some synergies in this deck as well, right? Having a 2 spell out of 1 card kind of thing. And so, yeah, all in all, I mean, the way I typically look at this deck is it plays out very much like the Teemo decks. You're going to be as aggressive as possible. You're going to try and chunk your opponent down to like 8 or 10, and then you're going to go into puff cap mode and then just try to blow them out with puff caps from that point forward. But, I mean, the difference between Teemo and Caitlyn, though, our Caitlyn can get those surprise hits in for like 7 or 8 damage. There's a lot of big turns that your opponent doesn't expect the damage sources. I think we really just kind of like snuck a lot of big damage turns in with Caitlyn, and apparently you'll still run into some opponents that just don't understand how she works on the flip side. And so, very powerful. She strikes in the game a little bit differently than Teemo would, but nonetheless, being able to get these kind of surprise chunks of like 7 or 8 damage can be enough to close out a game pretty nicely. So yeah, dug it. That was a fun one. So let's see. There's that loud noise for you again, and let's see if we can't get any cool rewards out of this one. This guy, see, this is the kind of thing we're talking about. The Ava Achiever here on the right, the Bandle City kind of card. When he summoned around in, plant the puff caps. You got to get into Bandle City to have this kind of thing show up, and so not sure if you have to get Poppy or if you can just get them via cards showing up, but then you probably just got to get them in the first 6. Right, well, Crocolith, I wasn't planning on turning you premium ever, but if you're going to be the only unit, then you're going to get that treatment. What else can we get? Some wild cards? Man, I got to do some work on this on this reward thing. I'm not sure if I can get through this in a week. I got kind of a late start on the reward path here. Maybe we can do it in 8 days. I gotta just start playing a bunch of the new PvE adventure. All right, King Jarvan. Welcome to the squad. Thrashing Snapper, you are just not epic. There's nothing epic about Thrashing Snapper. King Jarvan has this big epic ability, and then the Snapping Thrasher just, ugh, no business. He should be a rare at best. All right, some kind of Jace card back. Still busy using the fist bumps. Get some more rewards out here. New Jace cards. Look at that. This is epic, right? When you summon him, draw Jace. Attack, deal 1 to the enemy for every expensive spell you cast. Man, I really hope when the new cards come out. I did go take a peek at the roadmap next month. It's just the last expansion of Bandle City. The new cards won't come. The new set wouldn't come out until like March, I believe. But ooh, double champion. But hopefully they do some working on Expedition between with the new set coming out, and then I would really love them to see them just take Heimer out of Grand Moments and put Jace in there. He fits in so perfectly, right? That has to be the idea. I hope that gets done and taken care of. But nonetheless, we're back to the event. We just got all the marbles, and now we got to look at something else. Okay, thumbs down, Vi. Give him the thumbs down. So that is going to do it for us today. Hope everybody enjoyed the trial. You maybe learned how to trap your opponent a little bit better. Maybe you learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. Now, this is Bust, and we thank you for being here.